All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Labor Day. Labor Day is a day to rest from labor and take care of yourself. And so we will do that with extra yoga to start off the day in California and to honor the middle of the day on the East Coast. And for any of you in Europe who we've had a number of new people joining us from there, end your day. So I'm delighted to have you all here. And today's practice was inspired actually by Jennifer, and I don't know if she is here, but she joined me on the retreat a few weeks ago, and she wrote about this idea of mindfully coming back to yourself. And it inspired me as the perfect theme for a class. And so I was grateful that she shared those thoughts. And she described it as where it all starts and where it never ends. So I thought that that's what we would explore on our mats today. And just a reminder to do what works for you. I cannot see you in your little boxes once we start. And so pay attention to your body, notice what works for you. And in the theme of this theme, mindfully coming back to you, noticing if anything doesn't work for you and opting out or modifying or getting help using blocks or bolsters. If you have an injury or some limitation, can you treat it with kindness and support yourself? And that reminds me that yesterday's Mindful Healers podcast was on getting help helps. And I talk a bit about using bolsters and blocks as a form of help and how we often think of them as a crutch or a way of sort of cheating or not doing the work. And yet actually they help you do even more work in yoga. So I would encourage you to try and practice using them there. And if you're comfortable using them there, then stretch yourself to use them in other parts of your life too, and help in other parts of your life. May not look like a yoga block or a bolster. It may look like something else. So with that, let's transition to your mat if you're not already there. Sitting atop something, block or bolster or blanket or a combination of those. Something stable with your hips above your knees, a nice release in the front of the hip flexors. And allow yourself to settle in. And notice how you feel as you settle in on this Labor Day, a day of rest from all the labor that many of us do. And I know a few of you may be laboring today on call or laboring around your house, but can you approach that labor as a kindness to self? And for this hour, the intent is to focus on coming back to yourself mindfully, where it all starts and where it never ends. Knowing that our experience of life comes from ourselves and comes from within. So taking a long, deep inhale through your nose and an exhale through your mouth. Another long, deep inhale through your nose, nourishing everything. And an equally long, smooth exhale through your mouth. Match the inhale and the exhale to optimize the calm and the peace that spreads throughout. Inhale and exhale. Notice your hands resting upon your thighs. And close your eyes if you're comfortable. Take a few moments here to go within, to look within, to shine a light within, and to explore and to enjoy. Bring your left hand to your heart, or any hand to your heart, whichever one reaches more easily. For different people, it's different. And press the heel of the hand into that heart space gently with kindness. And notice how it feels. Releases a tiny bit of oxytocin, the feel-good hormone, and enjoy that as it spreads throughout. Place your right hand or other hand atop and press in gently, a little squeeze for your heart. And take a moment here to listen to your heart. to come back to yourself mindfully. Notice how it feels to be you. What's good about being you? Draw your attention to perhaps what does feel good rather than what doesn't feel good. And can you take a moment to connect with this idea of trusting yourself? Trusting your inner knowing and perhaps your intuition. Not always having to doubt or push yourself further, but trusting yourself. Perhaps trusting yourself to be more, to watch more, to notice more, and to experience while doing less. What if you brought in spontaneity? What if you brought in a bit more curiosity? Could you try a little more flexibility? All to help you enjoy the journey and show up a bit more authentically as you. So today I offer, as we move together, to take care of you and to enjoy you, to enjoy the journey, and to perhaps let go or unbecome what isn't you, so that you can become more of what is you, what you were meant to be in the first place. Take in another long, deep inhale through your nose. And a huge, long exhale, releasing everything. Take better care of yourself than you ever have before. That's what your heart is telling you to do. Those times of driving yourself, depriving yourself, not being gentle, and not being loving with yourself will no longer work. Punishing, criticizing, repressing, and denying won't bring the feelings and the growth and the result you're seeking. The harder you push, the more you relentlessly demand perfection, the worse you will likely feel. Fall in love with yourself. Be gentle, loving, kind, and attentive. Take time throughout each day to tend to your needs, just as you would tend to someone you loved deeply and dearly. Loving and caring for yourself this way won't waste time. It's not a delay. Take better care of yourself, and life's magic will return. Your life will improve, and you'll feel better too. Take another long, deep inhale through your nose, and an exhale through your mouth. Bring your hands to heart center, palms together, each finger pad touches. And take a moment to connect to your intention or your wish or aspiration for this next hour. How during this next hour can you take better care of yourself and bring some of that magic back? Let go of the relentless pushing and begin to enjoy more. Breathe in deeply. Enjoy it, and long, smooth exhale. Enjoy that as well. Lower your hands to your thighs. Open your eyes. Let the light back in. And notice how good you feel. Hopefully better. Roll your shoulders back 3 times, warming them up. Getting any kinks and pops out, letting things go. Roll them forward 3 times and enjoy it. Nourishing the muscles with blood flow. Pause in the center. Ground your ischial spine, sit bones down deeply into the earth. Tilt that pelvic bowl forward. Stack your spine vertebrae upon vertebrae. Head resting at the top. Lengthen your neck and drop your shoulders with intention. Engage your belly. Inhale both arms up towards the sky. Right thumb and middle finger grab the left wrist. Tug gently towards the right. Stretch and open the whole left rib cage, left side body. Breathe into it. And exhale, let it go. Huge, long, smooth exhale. Another deep inhale. Tug the left wrist gently towards the right. Stretch the whole left side body. Nourish every nook and cranny. Take care of yourself and exhale, let things go. Rise back to center. Switch the clasp of your hand. Right thumb, left thumb and middle finger grasp the right wrist. Tug gently towards the left. Ground the right hip. Stretch the whole right side body. Breathe in. And exhale, let it go. Another deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. Rise back to center. Release the clasp of your hand. Clasp your fingers together. Flip your palms up towards the sky. Shimmy the elbows by your ears. Ground your sit bones into the earth once again. Press your palms towards the sky gently with kindness and care. Slight arch back. Exhale, round into a seated cat. Notice what feels good and allow yourself to enjoy it. Inhale, arch, reach the palms towards the sky. Exhale, round into cat. Mobilizing the spine, noticing any cricks and creaks. Inhale, arch slightly into a seated cow. And exhale, round into a seated cat. Suck the navel all the way back towards the spine and nourish every nook and cranny in the back muscles, back of the shoulders. Inhale, slight arch towards the sky once again. Exhale your arms out towards the side walls. Press the palms into the side walls, engage every muscle. Pinch the scapula together and release. Wrap your arms in front. Come into eagle arms, right elbow under the left. Grasp your thumbs if you can, palms together if you can, whatever works for you. And inhale, lift your elbows up to shoulder height, if that works for you, higher if it works for you. Exhale, drop them an inch. Inhale, lift up. Notice the release between the scapula. Exhale, lower your shoulders an inch. Inhale, lift up an inch or two. Exhale, drop your elbows into your chest. Allow your head and neck to release into the cradle of your arms. Enjoy all the beautiful feelings in the back body, back of the neck. Allow the head and neck to release gently. Don't push it, just enjoy it. Huge inhale into the back body. Huge exhale. Creating space to come back to you. Inhale, rise back upright, elbows to shoulder height. Exhale, release your arms, extend them towards the side walls. Press your palms into the side walls, pinch your scapula together, release. Rewrap your arms in the opposite direction, left elbow under right. Grasp your thumbs, palms, whatever works for you. Elbows to shoulder height. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up an inch. Exhale, fold forward. Elbows come into the belly. Head falls into the cradle of your arms. Release in the whole back body. Breathe into it with kindness. Close your eyes here and just take a moment to notice how it feels. Allow it to nourish and heal and spread feeling good throughout. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, rise back upright. Release your arms, stretch them towards the side walls. Lower them down by your sides. Roll those shoulders out 3 more times. And forward 3 times. Enjoying the movement, warming things up, allowing the feeling good to spread throughout. Uncross your legs and stretch them long in front of you. You can stay up on your block or your blanket if that works for you. Slide your buttocks gently towards the front of whatever you're sitting on. So you have a slight decline in your legs along in front of you. Flex your ankles and your toes towards your nose. Knees can be bent gently or straight, whatever works for you. Ground those sit bones down to the earth, directly through whatever you happen to be sitting on. Notice the pelvic bowl tilt forward, spine is straight and tall. Hinge forward at your waist and walk your hands down your thighs gently, or slide them, whatever works for you, towards your ankles. Chest puffs forward. Notice the release in the back of the legs and enjoy it. As your chest reaches forward, breathe in deeply into that pocket behind the heart. And exhale, let it go. Inhale once again into that chest space behind the heart, creating space for the heart to fill completely. And exhale, let it go. Gently walk your hands back up your thighs. Come upright. Stretch your legs wide here into a wide angle pose, still atop whatever you're sitting on today. You may need to readjust. Once again, fold the pelvis forward. You don't want to be rounding in your belly. Spine is straight and stacked. You can tilt forward off the edge of whatever you're sitting on to give you a little more leverage. Notice your toes directly in line with your shins, ankles flexed, toes flexed towards your knees. Allow yourself to hinge forward here at the waist and walk your hands an inch or two forward. Just notice the release in the back of the legs, not very far. Point your toes, flex your toes, point your toes, flex your toes. Walk back up to center. Bring your hands behind you. Inhale, reach them up towards the sky. Engaged belly. Twist towards the right foot. Lower the left hand to the right thigh. Right hand tense behind you. Belly fully engaged. Spine straight. Vertebrae stacked nicely, one atop the other. Inhale, deeply lengthen towards the sky. Exhale, twist towards the right. Ground downward. Inhale, lengthen towards the sky. Exhale, wring it out a little bit more towards the right. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, twist back to center. Exhale, drop your shoulders. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, twist towards the left. Use your belly for strength. Lower the right hand to the left thigh, left hand behind. Inhale, reach tall. Lengthen your spine. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, twist towards the left, wring it out, use your belly. It's your strength in your center. Inhale, lengthen tall once again. Exhale, twist and wring it out. One more inhale, reach tall, tall, tall. Exhale, wring it out. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, come back to center. Arms fall towards your sides. Grab your thighs, bring them towards you. Gently sweep your knees around, come off of whatever you are sitting on, and come into hands and knees. Since we're caring for ourselves, perhaps try a blanket under your knees if you need it to keep them cushioned and taken care of. Tabletop position, hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Engage your belly. Notice how it feels. Inhale for cow, stick those sit bones up towards the sky, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Enjoy the stretch in the front of the abdomen and the hips. Exhale, round, suck your navel all the way up towards the sky, drop your head, enjoy it. Inhale for cow, arch spine, enjoy every smidge of movement here. Move slowly enough that you can feel it. Take the time to come back to yourself here. Exhale, round the spine, suck your navel all the way up towards the sky, drop your head. Come back to hands and knees. Knees apart, toes together, sink your hips back into child's pose. Walk those fingers long, 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 long in front of you. Lower your head towards the floor, the earth, or a block if it doesn't reach. Taking a moment here in child's pose, a moment to be curious. Perhaps to check in with yourself. Where are you now? What feels right? What feels good? What's working? Let those hips sink down a tiny bit lower towards your heels and enjoy it. Huge deep inhale all the way through the belly into the hips and the groin. And exhale, sink into it a little bit more. Notice your third eye or your forehead, your inner knowing, connect to the earth. What do you hear here when your mind is quiet? Last long inhale here. Huge, smooth exhale. Come back to hands and knees. Move slowly, gently, kindly. Inhale into cow pose once again. Exhale, round into cat. Reach that spine high, high, high. Come down onto your forearms. Walk your elbows in front of you, palms face the mat. Inch them forward, farther and farther. We're going to come into puppy pose. Sit bones reach up and back. Forearms inch forward, palms face the earth. Lower your forehead towards the earth if that works for you. You'll notice a big stretch in the back of the shoulders. Hips press back, tops of the feet on the earth, knees on the earth. Notice your chest hang here. Heart is light. Bathe it with nourishing air and breath. Lots of room to fill. Breathe into any twanginess or anything that's calling out in the shoulders here. One more breath. Gently come out of puppy pose. Slowly walk your elbows back towards you. Come back to hands and knees. Walk the hands forward to handprint. Curl your toes and shoot your hips up to downward dog. Releasing everything here. Take a moment to walk the dog and enjoy it. Alternate pressing the heel fully towards the earth. Take a moment to shoot the hips all the way up towards the sky. Press into your hands, hips back and towards the sky as high as you can. Release your head and neck. Lift high up on your tiptoes, high, 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 and slowly lower your heels towards the earth. Curious about how it feels. Notice both hands on the earth, all 5 fingers spread wide, both palms press into the earth, all 10 knuckles press downwards. Arms strong and engaged, shoulders in the pockets. Lift up onto your toes, heels high. Drop your heels towards the left, bend the left knee, stretch the whole right side body. Right hip presses back towards the back of the mat. If you wish, look under your right armpit. Come back to center, lift high, high, high on your hip, on your toes, heels high. Drop your heels towards the right, bend the right knee. Left knee is straight. Enjoy the stretch in the whole left side body. Nourishing nooks and crannies that haven't popped open yet today. Breathe into every spot. Exhale, let it go. Come back to center. Ground into your hands, ground into your left ball of your foot. Raise your right leg towards the sky. Exhale, gently bring it between your hands, coming into Anjaneyasana or low lunge. Wiggle those right toes forward as far as you can. Back knee is on the earth or on a blanket. Wiggle those right toes forward, toe by toe by toe, until you find this spot. Bend the right knee, untuck the back toes, and sink into that left hip flexor. When you're ready, walk up your knee to your thigh and raise both arms towards the sky. Hips square towards the front. Inhale fully and deeply into the front of that left hip. Be present with all the sensations here. Notice all the tension, all the resistance you may hold there, the frustrations you may hold there, all the stuck. Get unstuck. Breathe into it. Exhale, sink into it a little further. Perhaps wiggle those right toes forward another smidge. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your thumbs into the sternum, palms together, elbows out wide. Connect with that heart space right under the thumbs. Close your eyes and just come back to yourself for a moment. Check in. Appreciate being in this position and the release it allows. What do you need to let go? What do you want to let go? What would feel better gone? And could you just perhaps let it go? Open your eyes, raise your arms back up towards the sky. Lower your hands towards the earth. Straight your right leg, come into a half splits. Right toe's gonna lift up towards your knee, towards your nose, flex the right ankle. Back of the right leg stretches. Draw your attention to your hips. Play with tacking the right hip back, right hip forward. What feels right for that stretch in the back of the leg? It's a nourishing stretch, don't overdo it. Hands are on either side of the leg. Point the toe. Flex the toe. Point your toe. Flex your toe. Breathe into the whole back of the right leg, nourishing it. Enjoying it. Being present with all of it. Walk your hands forward, bend the right knee. Bring your right hand to the inside of that right foot. We're going to come into lizard pose. I like to stay up on my fists here. You're going to walk that right foot all the way to the outer edge of the mat, roll onto the outer right foot, and let your right knee flop out towards the side. Back knee is still on the earth. Some of you will like to come down to your elbows. It does not feel right to me. I like to stay upright. So you can play with it and see which one feels good. It's a huge release in the inner groin. If you wish, you can bring your right hand to your right knee and look over your right shoulder. Breathe into it. Breathing yourself with space here. Space feels good. Be in this position. Don't do the work, just enjoy it. Let it be, let the magic happen on its own. It's not a spot to overdo, to just enjoy. One more breath here. And notice if you don't like it and you would like to get out of it. Come back to center, lower that right hand towards the earth. Palms on the earth, curl the back toes. Wiggle the right foot around. Replace the right knee and hands and knees and curl up directly back to downward dog. Take a moment to settle and arrive. Noticing that in much of our days, we don't settle or arrive, we just keep moving. And the settling, arriving, transitioning is most of life. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Press into your hands. Engage your arms, tuck the shoulders back into the pockets, hips reach high, high, high. Lift up onto your tiptoes once again. Lower your heels. Ground both hands, ball of the right foot. Raise your left leg towards the sky. Exhale, gently bring it between your hands. Come into Anjaneyasana or low lunge on this side. Low lunge is meant to be a very nourishing pose. Back knee on the earth, untuck the back toes. Wiggle the front toes farther forward. Make sure your knee does not extend beyond your ankle. Take a few moments here to also transition, accommodate, as if you're coming into a dark room and it takes time to be able to see. Slowly walk your hands up to that front thigh. When you're ready, raise both arms up towards the sky. Enjoy the release in the front of the right hip. Inhale, lengthen all the way through your abdomen. Both side bodies reach towards the sky. Exhale, sink into it. Once again here, focus on the release. What might you let go of? Where might you be stuck? Take a few moments to come back to yourself, pausing in the midst of the swirl of life and all the labor. A day to rest, a day to be you, a day to enjoy. Lower your hands to heart center here. Thumbs press into the sternum, palms press against one another. Rub skin to skin and notice how good that feels. We don't need anyone else to do it. We can do it for ourselves. Finger pads against one another. Thumbs press into the heart space, elbows out wide. Connect to that heart space. Listen to your heart. What does it have to tell you about how things are going? What do you need? What do you want? Perhaps what do you love? Send the breath to the front of that right hip flexor. It works so hard all day. You give it a little bit of love, a little bit of space. Huge inhale and exhale. Lower your hands to either side of that left foot. Straight the left knee. Shoot your hips back. Toes and ankle flex. Come into a half split. Play with the hips. Tap one left hip back, left hip forward. Notice what works for your leg. Where do you feel the biggest release that feels safe and comfortable? Point your toe. Flex your toe. You're flossing the fascia here, which is why it feels tangy, but also very good. Point your toe and flex your toe. Breathe into it with the toe flexed. A huge, long, deep inhale, bathing everything with oxygen and blood flow. And a huge exhale. Walk your hands forward, bend that knee. Foot comes to the earth, left hand comes to the inside of the left foot. Walk the left foot all the way to the outer edge of the mat. Roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. Sole of the foot comes up off the earth, coming into lizard pose. Allow the left knee to flop outward slightly. Once again, I like to stay up on my fists here. You can also use blocks. Some people like to come down to their elbows if they're really open in the hips. Breathe into the groin and the hip space. Coming back to you, we have centers in the heart. We have centers in the navel, the solar plexus, and we have centers in the sacral plexus and the groin area, all with lots of information about us that we usually ignore. So breathe into it, listen to it. What do you need? What do you want? What do you love? What do you want more of in your life? You can place your left hand on the left knee, look over the left shoulder if that feels good to you. Heart opens towards the left. Breathe into those pockets in the chest while you're here. Everything open. Exhale, let it go. Another deep inhale and exhale. Bring your left hand back to the earth. Roll back flat onto the left foot. Place the left hand on the outside of the foot if that works for you. Sink forward gently, just center for a moment. Flip your palms towards the ground. Bring the left foot back behind you. Come back to hands and knees. Shift back directly to child's pose here. Knees together this time, toes together. Stretch the arms long in front. Fold over those knees. Your belly and your chest may get in the way, and allow your head to release. Walk your hands back behind you. It's kind of like a bug pose. You're in a little ball. And pause here for a moment. Gently bring your hands forward. Come back up to downward dog in the center. Walk the dog for a moment, undoing any kinks. Waggle your hips. Have fun with it. Twist from side to side. Press the hips back all the way up towards the sky. Lift up onto your tiptoes. Step, hop, or jump towards the front of the mat. Come into a forward fold. Widen your feet. Stick those sit bones up towards the sky. Grab your elbows. Allow your head and neck to release towards the floor completely. And enjoy it. Sway into your toes. Into your heels. Towards the left. And towards the right. Close your eyes here if you can and take a moment to come back to yourself in this position. A shift in perspective. One of the things that yoga offers is a shift in perspective. We shift our perspective in all these positions. We flow, move energy. Come back to center. Find your center. Where is your center? It's completely different than where my center is. On the GPS and energetically. Release your elbows, engage your belly, and slowly roll up, inch by inch by inch by inch. Head will be the last to rise. Allow the blood flow to shift into Tadasana and enjoy it. Notice how you feel. Lift up all 10 toes and lower them down, creating stability. Monkey toes. Draw the earth's energy up through your legs, raise your knees, engage your thighs, tuck your pelvis, stack your spine inch by inch, vertebrae by vertebrae. Drop your shoulders, heart is light, crown of the head reaches tall, stretch the neck, lengthen it. Drop the shoulders again. Hand to heart, other hand to top, and check in. A moment of check-in. How do you feel? Coming back to yourself, taking a pause to do so on a Monday morning, a day of rest. And how could you perhaps bring more rest and more pause into your life to come back to you? As Jennifer says, where it all starts and never ends. Deep inhale and huge exhale. Another deep inhale and huge exhale. Lower your hands to your sides. Roll your shoulders back 3 times. And allow your palms to open towards the front. Readjust with your eyes open. A moment to accommodate. Ground your left foot into the earth. Raise your right knee to hip height. Find your balance in your center here. Arms at your side. Engage your belly. Drop your shoulders. Heart still light. Left hand rests on the outer right thigh. Twist gently towards the right. Reach your right arm behind you, shoulder height. Balancing. Coming back to you for strength and center and balance, even in this position. You can look back towards your right hand, look at a spot on the floor, whatever works for you. One more breath. See if you can wiggle your toes and your fingers while you're here. Bring your right arm back towards the front. Left hand comes back to the left side. Lower your foot, shake it out. We'll switch. Other side. Lift up those right toes, lower them down. Ground into the earth, borrow the earth's stability. Use your monkey toes for balance. Raise your left knee to hip height. Find your center, hips square towards the floor, arms at either side. Right hand grabs gently the outer left thigh, come into a twist. Reach your left arm behind you. If you wish, look towards the left. If you wish, wiggle your fingers and your toes here. Have a little fun with it. Life's short, enjoy it. Bring your left hand back to your left side, right hand back to your right side. Lower that left leg and shake it out, roll it out, get all the kinks out. And we'll come to the top of the mat if you're not there. Ground your feet into the earth. Inhale, reach both arms out and up towards the sky, slight arch back, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale for a half lift, spine straight, your butt sticks backwards, legs are straight. Exhale, hands ground into the earth in a forward fold. Step back directly to downward dog, hips reach up towards the sky. Raise your right leg towards the sky, three-legged dog. Gently bring it between your hands, cartwheel your arms open to warrior two. Right toes jet line towards the front of the mat, heel to heel alignment, back toe is pigeon-toed, arms reach in either direction, bend that right knee, make sure your right knee does not extend beyond your right ankle. Take a moment to find your alignment, find your balance. Tack the right hip back, wrap the left thigh inward medially. Back edge of the outer foot on the earth. Drishti or gaze is over the right middle finger. Notice if your left arm is dipping, raise it up to shoulder height if you can, and if you can't for some reason, don't. Deep inhale here, lengthen your torso, crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Exhale, sink into the hips, bend the right knee. Bend your right elbow, place your right forearm lightly on the right thigh. Reach your left arm over your left ear, come into side angle pose. Stretch the whole left side body here and enjoy it. 2 breaths. Exhale, long, deep inhale from the outer edge of the left foot all the way through the left fingertips. Stretch long. Exhale, let it go. Rise back up to warrior two. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink into that front knee. Drop your left hand down your left thigh. Right arm reaches over the right ear towards the crease between the back wall and the ceiling, or towards the sky if you're outside. Humble warrior or peaceful warrior. Enjoy it. Breathe into the front of the right rib cage here. And exhale, let it go. One more breath here. Come back to warrior two. Cartwheel your hands back to either side of your foot. Step your back foot directly back to downward dog. Waggle your hips, reach them towards the sky. Walk the dog out. Enjoy it. Perhaps stretch your waist, bend one knee fully, and then the other. Ground both hands into the earth once again. Right ball of the foot, grounds downward. Arms straight, engaged, shoulders tucked into the pockets. Sit bones reach towards the sky. Inhale, raise your left leg towards the sky, three-legged dog, everything engaged. Exhale, gently bring it between your hands. Cartwheel open into warrior two. Heel to heel alignment with your feet. Wiggle your left toes far in front so that when you bend your knee, it does not extend beyond your ankle. Arms reach long in either direction. Drishti or gaze over the left middle finger. Spine is vertical, straight up and down. Crown of the head reaches towards the sky. Drop your shoulders with intention. Huge inhale into the chest space here. Exhale, sink into your front knee and the hips. Inhale, lengthen tall towards the sky. Exhale, sink down a little bit lower. Warrior two is also a strong pose and a chance to come back to you in a strong way. Noticing how you move through the world with purpose and intention. Listening to your heart, even here. Bend your left elbow, place your forearm lightly on the left thigh, reach your right arm over your right ear, stretch long, side angle pose from the outer edge of the right foot all the way through the right side body, all the way through your fingers. Exhale, let it go. Inhale deeply. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And exhale, let it go. Rise back up to warrior two. Pause for a moment. Gaze over the left middle finger once again. Exhale, drop your right arm down your right thigh. Come into peaceful warrior. Left fingers reach towards the crease of the ceiling and the back wall or towards the sky. Front of the rib cage opens fully. Breathe into it. Exhale, let it go. Once more. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Straight your front knee here. Turn your toes towards the side of the mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Feet are lined up with the side of the mat. Hinge at your waist, fold forward towards the floor. Allow your hands to graze the floor. If you have a block here and you want to use that, you can. Notice the opening in the back of the thighs and enjoy it. Back is straight. Fingertips are on the floor. Hands lightly tented. Ground the outer edge of your feet into the earth and just notice how you feel here. Breathe into it. And exhale. Once again, deep inhale. And exhale. Bring your hands back to your waist. Rise upright. Turn your heels in. Come into a second position. Bend your knees. Sink your hips down. We're going to come into goddess pose, one of my favorites. Sink your hips down and low. Knees are bent. Knees are directly in line with your toes. Make sure that's all organized. Stack your spine tall, one vertebrae upon the other. Reach your arms up towards the sky in an easy cactus shape, goddess pose. Breathe into your chest here. Coming back to yourself here, filling yourself up with strength, purpose, intention, love. Huge exhale. Another huge inhale. And an exhale. Raise your right heel. Lower it down. Raise your left heel. Lower it down. If you wish, try both heels. Lower them down. Straight your arms, straight your legs, come into star pose. Arms open towards the sides, come back down to the thighs and heel toe. Your feet back to center. Roll your shoulders out 3 times. And enjoy it. Big, huge circles. Roll them forward 3 times. And we'll come to sit on the mat. Legs stretched out long in front. If you want to sit on a blanket, you can, but you don't need to. Knees bent gently. Tilt that pelvic bowl forward, spine stacked, chest puffed out. Reach both arms up towards the sky. Exhale, easy forward fold over the front legs. If you wish, press your knees towards the earth. Close your eyes and check in with yourself here. Forward fold. Notice how you feel now compared to the beginning of class. Huge inhale and exhale. Gently walk your hands up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. Eyes open. Bend that right knee. Hug it in towards you. Use both hands on the shin. Pull it in tight, tight, tight. Allow it to settle into the socket. Lift the right foot up. Left hand grabs the outer edge of the right foot. Extend the right leg forward in towards your hand. You'll notice a lovely IT band stretch. If this doesn't work for you, you can grab your calf or your thigh, just don't grab over the knee joint. Stretch it long. If you wish, tent your right hand behind you and twist towards the right. Press the heel into the hand, straight the right leg, breathe into all the twanginess. Don't overdo it. If it's too much, you can just leave your knee tucked in, giving it a hug. Twist back to center, right hand behind the thigh, bend your knee, replace your foot. Twist back fully to center, straighten it long. Move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Bend the left knee, give it a huge hug. Notice that right foot and make it aligned. If it's tipped out towards the right, straighten it. Hug that left knee in towards you. Right hand grabs the outer edge of the left foot. Straight the left foot long in front of you. Notice the stretch in the outer right thigh, left thigh. Twist towards the left if you wish. Tap the left hands behind you. You can also stay facing forward or stay with your knee bent, whatever works for you. Breathe into it. And exhale, let it go. One more breath. Twist back to center, left hand behind the left thigh. Bend your knee, lower your foot. Twist completely back to center. Stretch the left leg long, side to right. Rock and move the flesh of your seat out of the way. Engage your belly, tilt that pelvic bowl forward. Extend both arms long, parallel to your legs, and gently engage your belly and roll back inch by inch, vertebrae by vertebrae, to come to lie on the earth. Hands at your side, palms open. Adjust yourself if you landed off the mat. Happens often. Toes fall towards the outer edge of the mat, palms open towards the sky. Take a moment here to check in with yourself. Connect with yourself. Notice what feels good. What's working. Maybe wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend your knees, walk your heels towards your buttock. Right ankle comes to the left knee. Right hand can press gently on the right knee, press it away from you, and nice hip stretch. For some of you, this will be enough. If you wish, thread your hands around the left thigh, grab the left thigh, tuck it in towards you. Both feet are flexed. Press your elbow into the right knee for an outer hip stretch, figure 4 stretch. Enjoy it. If you want more stretch, hands can come to the front of the shin. Breathe into that outer hip. Letting go of what isn't you to allow yourself to become more of what is you. Make room for it. Our hips carry so many shoulds and rules that perhaps we made up on our own. Expectations of how things should be. And you let them go with the breath here. Connecting to yourself and who you are. Appreciating yourself for all that you are. Release the left shin or the back of the left thigh. Lower the left foot towards the earth if it is up in the air. Gently twist towards the left. Right sole of the foot lands on the earth. Outer edge of the left thigh lands on the earth. And you should have a lovely stretch through the right hip, right waist area. Bring your hands above you in an easy cactus shape if that works for you, or extend them to the side, whatever works for your shoulders and chest. Inhale deeply. Exhale, twist towards the right if that works for your neck. and enjoy it. A figure 4 twist. Gently bring your gaze back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Lower your right foot towards the earth. Even out your hips, even out your shoulders. Bring your hands back alongside your thighs. Taking a moment for the transitions, getting yourself organized so that as you move forward, things feel better. Taking time to care for you. Caring for you is what creates the magic. Left ankle over the right knee. Left hand can press into the left knee if that works for you. You want more stretch, spread your arms around, hands around the right thigh, lift up the right foot, draw it in towards you. Flex both ankles to protect the knee. Left elbow can press into the knee. If you wish, you can grab the right shin. The side may be different than the other. More stretch is not better. Just enjoy whatever works for you here. Breathe into that outer hip. Huge exhale. Another big, deep inhale, long and smooth. And an exhale. Gently release your hands from the right thigh or right shin. Lower the right foot towards the earth. Arms in a cactus shape or out wide, whatever works for you. Twist towards the right. Lower the sole of the left foot towards the earth. Outer edge of the right thigh comes to the earth, and enjoy it. If you wish, turn your gaze towards the left. Breathe into the long line of the whole left waist, chest area. Nourish it fully. Check in with yourself here. Notice what feels good and what's working. If this doesn't work, you can also uncross your leg and just stack your knees. Whatever works for your body is fine. No judgment, curiosity, flexibility in what might work, what feels good. Even spontaneity, maybe you want to switch it up here because it feels better or different, or you want to try something new. A final huge breath into the left waist. Long, smooth exhale. Bring your gaze back to center. Bring your knees back to center. Lower the left foot towards the earth. Reorganize your knees, hips, shoulders. Bring your hands to your sides. Walk those heels as close to your buttocks as you can, palms face downward. Inhale, press into the palms and forearms. Reach your hips towards the sky for an easy bridge pose, releasing the back body. Lift those hips up high, high, high. Engage your buttocks, knees connect. Huge inhale here. Tuck your shoulders underneath you, shimmy them under. Allow your heart to hang here light. The gift of space, a chance to fill completely. And a different perspective. Hips reach high. Knees connect energetically. One more deep inhale. Feet should be directly under your knees and your knees should be hips width. So make sure things aren't flopping in either direction. Untuck your shoulders gently. Lower your hips towards the earth, inch by inch by inch by inch. Untuck your shoulders when you arrive. Ground your sacrum into the earth. Draw your knees into your chest. A slight rock side to side, massage your sacrum. Enjoy it. Release your knees. Lower your feet towards the earth. Extend them long towards the front edge of the mat. Allow your toes to fall towards the outer edge. Palms open towards the sky. About 6 inches from your waist. Come into Shavasana here. The ultimate taking care of yourself. The ultimate allowing of abundance, beauty, grace. Notice how you feel as you relax completely into this pose, letting go of all the shoulds, all the expectations, nothing to do, but just be. Allow the earth to hold you. For some of you may notice that it feels like you float above the earth here when you let go. Enjoy it. Whatever you feel, enjoy that. Let your body breathe for itself. And allow yourself a few moments here, a gift to take care of yourself and to be exactly as you are, who you are. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, allowing consciousness to come back into your body. Take a long, deep inhale. Stretch your arms long above and your toes long in front. Fill yourself up with nourishing air. And a huge exhale. Draw your knees into your chest and roll over to one side and pause. Thank yourself for choosing to take care of yourself today. Notice how good it feels to take care of yourself and how connecting with yourself changes how you approach the world. Time for yourself helps you feel more open, more curious, perhaps even more loving. Press your hands into the earth and slowly come up to a comfortable seat where we began. Move slowly and kindly. When you arrive, connect your sit bones into the earth. Tilt that pelvic bowl forward, stack vertebrae upon vertebrae. Notice your heart light in your chest. Drop your shoulders, reach the crown of your head towards the sky. Bring your left hand to heart, right hand to top. Check in with yourself. Connect with yourself once again. Where it starts and where it never ends. To find love, you must first find it in yourself. Then the universe will mirror it back. The world around you reflects how you feel about yourself. The beliefs of many years have kept you trapped in the illusion of separateness and apartness. Your hesitancy to love yourself was mirrored in the eyes of others. But you are not alone. You are not estranged. You are part of the whole, intricately connected to all of life. Go out and embrace your connection. Embrace life. Watch the sunrise, smell the trees, enjoy a field of garlic, the gentle scent of an apple orchard. Feel the breeze on your cheek, the rain on your hair, and the earth beneath your feet. Bring your hands to heart center, press your palms together, finger pads touch. The light in me honors and reflects the light in each and every one of you. May you all be well. May you all be loved. And may you all feel a little more connected to yourselves and to others. Have a beautiful, restful Labor Day and enjoy the week ahead. Namaste.